there's 15 years between you all.
15.
And is, yep.
So I gotta ask, Darren, were you intentionally looking for someone younger?
Nope.
Okay.
I had not been serious with when I say younger woman, someone that much younger than me. I mean, run across a woman that's, a year, 2 years, 3 years, but certainly not 15. And it was tough, man, at first, just because we were two different generations.
Yeah.
Uh, she was part of the social media generation. I'm part of the communication generation. So if we go out to dinner, I want to talk. I don't want to scroll on Facebook or Instagram at the time. And I think Instagram was just starting to pop.
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand why this chick wanted to take pictures of food. I wanted to eat my food. I didn't want to take pictures of it.
If he wouldn't have been complaining, I could have been
You could have been a social media influencer by now.
Exactly.
I got
he
it.
had to complain about it.
I complained the entire time about her taking pictures of food.
And now I do pictures of their food.
Right.
Again, I was not a social media influencer. I was a communicator.
Roles reversed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. What's good, soulmates? This is your boy Chill from the Soul of Man podcast, and I'm here with my wonder twin, Darren DB Bryant, and a real special guest tonight. What's up, DB?
What's good, brother? What's good with you, man?
I ain't got it, man. I ain't got it. Living and working and trying to make this adulting thing keep ticking.
You know what? The operative word is living. So
yeah,
we'll take that.
Yeah. It beats the alternative.
Come on, bro.
Well, we are excited tonight. It's been 3 years since Darren and I started on this venture called the Soul of a Man podcast. And one of the things that we talked about from the very beginning was that we were not going to harp on, we were not going to make this a relationship podcast. But we knew that we were going to have some shows that touched on relationships, and we could not have one better than today because our special guest is Mrs. Junell Bryant. What's up, sis?
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm hanging in there.
Okay. Looking beautiful as always.
Thank you.
Luckiest woman in the world.
Oh my goodness. I think that statement is supposed to be reversed.
It is.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be reversed. I remind him constantly, Junell, boy, you got a good one. Man, how did you get her? Well, again, we're excited. We're talking marriage tonight. And so how many years is this for you all now?
Yeah, so Saturday the 13th will make, September 13th will make 11 years married.
Wow. Congrats.
Appreciate it. And this month will make 13 years in total that we've been together. So dated for a couple before we said I do.
Okay.
So yeah, man, it's been a ride.
Well, you've made it past the that threshold of year 7 is what I always heard was the one once you crossed it was forever. So you hit a big one there, hit a big one with 10 years.
Yeah, that's the plan, man. Oddly enough, 10 years, we were in bed with COVID on our anniversary last year. So Godspeed and praying that won't be the case this year.
Right. No doubt. It's still out there. I can attest to that.
No.
As I battle with it as we speak. But no, that's good stuff. So let me jump in. So Darren, this is your third marriage.
That it is.
And I commend you for staying in it and believing in this institution. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, man. So I didn't think I would do it again after my last divorce. It's funny because the day that we got married, I pretty much put this in my wedding vows. I said that I had no intentions on getting married again, and I had every intention on being a serial dater. Mind you, when we got married, I was 47.
Okay.
So I still feel like I had a run in me. One last one.
I hear you.
And so, per my wedding vows, that really came off the top of the head. I didn't script it, I didn't write it, I didn't do anything. It was just kind of flowed.
Right.
That I said that God thought so much of me that He sent me her to protect me from me. Because He knew I was going to be an absolute fool if I got back out in those streets. And He was like, nah, bro, we can't let you do that.
Yeah.
So I didn't date anybody else. It was met her, we started dating, and that was it.
Where'd you meet?
At work. And that was another thing. I swore that I would never date anybody that I worked with. That was kind of a taboo or not a thing not to do for me.
Okay.
And I saw her, inquired about her, couldn't do anything, just was curious on who she was because she looked way different than anyone else, sort of in the company, any other sister in the company.
Okay.
And so I just, had an inquiry, didn't think anything else of it because I couldn't do anything at the time. And a couple years passed and our paths crossed again at work. And this time we were actually supposed to do a training together, actual trainer class together.
Okay.
And we had a meeting of all the trainers, and she said to another young lady, and I don't know the conversation, I just know what I was told. The other young ladies told me that, hey, Junell said she would get with you or something along those lines. And I said, oh, really? And so when she came back into the class, I walked up to her and I said, Joe, I heard you said you'd get with me. So here I am. I put her on the spot. So we actually were supposed to train together. We exchanged phone numbers just to talk about the training. Well, she had to go out of town to her hometown, Erie, Pennsylvania, for a funeral. It was your great grandmother, her great grandmother. And lo and behold, she shoots me a text message or gives me a call or something while she's there. And she swears she was calling me to find out about the trainer.
And was.
She was trying to holler at your boy. I don't care what she said. She was calling me to holler at me.
Okay.
And so we, oddly enough, ended up not training together. She came back, got stuck in another training class. I ended up training with someone else. But we started, exchanging words and conversation. And then we kind of, I guess, went out on a date, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah, that's what you want to call it.
It was your idea.
Where we go?
We went to Sonic's.
It was close to my house and it was a safe place, right?
So if you needed to make a quick escape, you could.
There you go.
I got you.
She's gonna borrow some roller skates from one of the waiters or waitresses and skate on out of there.
So Junell, what was it? I mean, you encountered him at work. Was there an immediate? Okay, who is this brother?
He was just different, right? In the atmosphere where we were working, he was the only one that dressed up. And I'm like, who dresses up to come here? I couldn't get it, but over the years, I completely understand why he was dressing that way in the environment where we were working.
Right.
And he just had something. It was just something about him. Okay. And I was like, okay. I mean, when I would see him in path, crossing, I was just like, just another nice looking guy or whatever, and didn't say anything. But when we had that training interaction, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess he is nice looking. I was able to get a sense of who he was a little bit more.
Got it.
I can't believe she said just another nice looking guy.
Well, I meant because, but I'm just saying, I didn't think too much into it.
I'm just
just because somebody was nice looking, I gotta go.
I got
Let me get that. No.
Right. So there was 2 years of dating, basically.
Yep.
Okay.
2 years.
And interestingly enough, there's 15 years between you all.
15.
And is, yep.
So what were the ages again when you met?
47 and 32.
Okay.
47.
No, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm sorry. 45 and 31 or something along those lines.
Yeah.
I don't remember because I was 47 when we got married. But she'd actually turned, I think, 31 or 32 that year. Okay. And we went down to Atlanta together, hung out, and I spent all my money that I had on trying to impress her. Buying gifts and stuff. I don't know. Something's wrong with me.
Something's still wrong with it.
So I gotta ask, Darren, were you intentionally looking for someone younger?
Nope.
Okay.
I had not been serious with when I say younger woman, someone that much younger than me. I mean, run across a woman that's, a year, 2 years, 3 years, but certainly not 15. And it was tough, man, at first, just because we were two different generations.
Yeah.
She was part of the social media generation. I'm part of the communication generation. So if we go out to dinner, I want to talk. I don't want to scroll on Facebook or Instagram at the time. And I think Instagram was just starting to pop.
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand why this chick wanted to take pictures of food. I wanted to eat my food. I didn't want to take pictures of it.
If he wouldn't have been complaining, I could have been
you could have been a social media influencer by now.
Exactly.
I got
he had to complain about it.
I complained the entire time about her taking pictures of food.
And now they do pictures of their food.
Right.
Again, I was not a social media influencer. I was a communicator.
Roles reversed.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So Junell, in your dating, had you dated older? Were you looking for someone older, or were you even looking?
I was not looking for anyone. I was like, I'm done. It was not fun. It was too much work. And that's exactly when he came into my life. It was like I was done and gave it up. Like, yeah.
You were done at 31.
Yeah, because I felt like everyone that I was dating or trying to date or whatever we want to call it, it was just nothing that I could see myself in after a couple conversations. And it was like one after another. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just done.
Busters.
And
Busters.
I just thought to myself, if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. And then lo and behold, it happened like immediately. And I'm like, God, I didn't want it to happen this fast.
Right.
But here we are today.
So you date for 2 years, you fall in love. Who said that first?
That's not true. She said it first. As a matter of fact, I can tell you where we were and all of that. So we just come from a birthday party for someone that we worked with. And we stopped. It was one of these late nights. I probably had a few libations. And we stopped by a quick, what's those stores? Quick whatever, Quick Fill or whatever. QT. That's what it was. QT. And we were in the parking lot at QT when she let it come out of her mouth. I think it shocked her.
I was like, did I mean that?
I think she was surprised that she even said it.
Right.
So she said it first.
Were you shocked?
Was I shocked?
Yeah.
No, I figured if it was anything less, it would be uncivilized.
And did you respond in kind?
I think I actually gave her a hard time for saying it. Like, yo, did you know what you just said? So I don't think I responded with "I love you" back right away.
But
I got
but it was shown every day. So
you. Got it. Which is even better.
Words.
mm-hmm.
Which is even better than the words.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Darren, seasoned men, I won't say older, seasoned men marrying younger women in our age bracket sometimes run into the scenario of baby. I want a baby. I got to have a baby. I want a baby. I got to have a baby. Want a baby. Got to have a baby. Was that your encounter?
No.
You can take it one step back. I didn't even want to get married.
Right. She didn't want to get married or have kids. So we'll talk about the kids since that's where we are. And you probably can hear.
Well, back up, because I skipped the marriage. So did not want to get married.
I had no intentions on getting married. I didn't see a future with someone that I thought would be perfect for me. It just was a challenge, just dating. And at the age that I was content with just doing me and didn't see it. It wasn't something I desired at the time. And I definitely didn't want no kids.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So at some point or another, again, you all are madly in love and talking about marriage, I'm sure, before it got to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take it, Darren, that you were pushing the issue.
Yeah, oddly enough, man, I knew after we got past a pretty tough stretch, relationship stretch, I knew that I wanted to get married. I'm like, you know what? This ain't a bad thing. She's really cool. She put me in a space mentally that I hadn't been in a long time.
What was that?
So going through a divorce, man, you kind of angry at the world, and anybody who's been divorced, at least most folks that I know, you feel like you just really took an L. It's a loss. I don't care how you slice it.
Yep.
And man, I'd taken that loss, taken another loss, career wise, and it was like, I'm tired of taking these L's.
Yeah.
And so I remember going to my doctor and having my annual. I'd lost a lot of weight, bad weight because of stress. And he said to me that, yo, you got to stop pouring into other people. He said, because your tank is on empty. You need somebody to pour into you. I met her. I remember our first real date, not the Sonic date, the first real date. I asked her, I said, tell me what you want to do. Whatever it is, I'll do it. And she said to me, I want to go do pottery. I want to go to dinner, and I want to go to the movies. Well, I'm not a pottery kind of guy. She's real artsy and real creative. If you haven't, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't check her out, check out Irresistible Designs. Shameless plug. She makes earrings. But anyway, she's a creative. And we go to pottery. Yeah, we go to pottery, and I'm sitting there painting a mug, and I'm thinking in my head, like, I could be a million places right now, and I'm sitting here doing this.
It was fun. It was therapeutic.
It was very therapeutic. It took my mind off the stresses of the world during that time, because I was so focused on trying to make my mug look as good as I could.
Right.
Kind of just took my mind off emails. I didn't have my phone with me. None of that. Yeah. And for that probably hour and a half, 2 hours, I was just like mad chill. And I was like, yo, I've never been like this. Then we go out to dinner and we go to the movies or whatever, and then we call it a night. But again, I'd never had anyone put me in a position where I could take my mind off of work and off of making money and off of doing whatever and the ills of society. And she was able to do that and kind of introduce me to a different me and introduce me to some other things.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal.
So
Just a totally different feeling with this person. You know that she's the one, and at some point you make a ring purchase and propose. What was that like?
So ring purchase was interesting. We were actually in the mall. We went to the jewelry store because we talked about getting married at this point.
Yeah.
And I said, "But look, just show me," because I'm a grown ass man. I wasn't about to sit there and guess what kind of ring she wanted and any of that stuff. Look, show me so I don't get it wrong.
Right.
We're in the jewelry store. She sees this ring. We both absolutely fall in love with it. And I'm like, cool. Now I know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we leave the jewelry store. We go to Belk in Carolina Place Mall in Charlotte. She's looking around in Belk and trying on clothes. And I said, all right, Darren, go get the ring. I look at her and said, hey, my stomach's hurting. I got to run to the bathroom. I run out the store, back to the jewelry store. I buy the ring. I put it in my pocket, or I don't remember what I did. Actually, no, I paid for the ring and told them I would come back and get it the next day.
Right.
Came back and got it, put it in the top of my closet in the shoebox. And that was that. So we, started hanging out. We knew at this point we wanted to get married, or we talked about it. But every time we would go by this particular jewelry store, regardless if it was at that mall or any other mall, she'd like, I want to stop in and see that ring. So the night that we got engaged officially, that day was my company's Christmas party. Mm-hmm. And then we also had a party to go to after my company's Christmas party at some friends' house, John and Shannon, at their house. Yeah. Well, I'd already called them and said, look, I need your help. I'm going to propose tonight. Let's figure this out. Let's hook this up. So oddly enough, we go to the mall before my company's Christmas party. Mm-hmm. She was like, well, we're here. I want to go to this jewelry store and see this ring again. We walk in the jewelry store and the guy's like, do you want to try it on? And I mean, he's hard selling. I stepped back behind her and I told the guy, I said, I have the ring, is what I basically mouthed to him. I said, I have the ring. He looked at me. He caught the hint. He let her try it on, blah, blah, blah. She was like, you ain't going to buy it now? I'm like, no, I don't have any money. I'm not buying the ring right now. I promise you're going to get this ring. Just don't worry me. We're good. We leave the ring there. We go get dressed at the hotel where my company's Christmas party was.
Yeah, I didn't want to go in.
She didn't want to go. Hold on. Mind you, we had another party to go to after that. She did not want to go to the party. She said to me, I'm tired. Do we have to go to this party? I'm like, these are our friends. They invited us to a party. We got to go.
Right.
And I think we got in an argument, actually. And I'm like, oh, hell, here we go. And so I finally coerced her into going to this party, the friend's party. And we go there and then we play this game.
Musical chairs or something.
Some form of musical chairs. And everybody knew to lose except for the two of us. And I dropped down to my knee and proposed, and that was kind of it. So she was totally surprised.
Wow.
This was on 12/14/13. We got married on 9/13. I'm sorry, 9/13/14.
And this happens every time. We're like, when's our anniversary?
Yeah. So yeah, we got engaged on 12/14/13 and got married on 9/13/14.
Wow.
So yeah, that was it, man.
Good stuff. So you're happily married. And again, I mentioned a little bit earlier, sometimes with older men, seasoned men, younger wives, there's pressure about kids and having kids and what's it called? The body clock and all of this and that and this and the other. If you had not had kids before, But that wasn't the pressure coming from you, Junell.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Go ahead. I'm sorry, because I'll talk all day. This is what I do when I'm on the podcast.
No, it was just not. I don't even know if we ever even really had a deep conversation about having children. I think it literally just happened.
Well, I think what it was is I told you that you're your mom's only child.
But that's what you also said about the wedding too, because I was like, I don't want to have a wedding. And he was like, you're your mom's only child, and she was gonna want to see you walk down the aisle and blah 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 blah. So
Right.
he convinced me to do that,
Right.
and now he convinced it to trap me with these two kids.
But think about it. I mean, other than the money we spent on the wedding, which I wish we had back today, I think it was worth it. Obviously, you know, again, you're your mom's only child.
Yeah.
I was not about to do a justice of the peace, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But I'm like, man, her mom deserved to see her walk down the aisle, and some of her family members as well. So I'm like, I'll plan the wedding. And so
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he planned it.
Right. Yeah, that's good stuff. So you were two beautiful children. Talk about them.
So Logan is our oldest. He's 8. He'll be 9 soon. By the time this episode airs, Darren Ray, or we call her Derry, she will be 5. As a matter of fact, she turns 5 on the 11th, 9/11. When we had her, we were actually in the hospital on our anniversary that year, 5 years ago.
Wow.
And we had a great hospital meal for our
During
anniversary
COVID.
dinner. During COVID, by the way. Yeah.
Wow.
In Arizona.
No family.
Yeah.
Wow.
2 wonderful kids, man. You probably hear them in the background. They're supposed to be in another room being quiet, but when those two are together, there's no quiet.
Right.
Especially with the girl.
Yeah.
They kind of do their own thing, man, and they challenge us every day. Smart kids. Just girl is rambunctious. For a little girl, it's crazy. My son is easy as Sunday morning unless he's with her.
Right.
Yeah, they're great, man. They have
They're a blessing.
given me new life at this ripe old age, and they keep me humming, man. And again, I just ask God to keep me around long enough to see them grow.
That's good stuff. So Junell, you were instantly a bonus mom.
Instantly. So when I first started to talk to Darren, that was one of the things that attracted me to him. I saw the love for his 2 daughters, right? And then I remember his one daughter was in an accident, and I could see the panic in his eyes. And I was like, do you want me to just drive you to Richmond? And yep, that day we went down there, and I was like, yeah, he's a great guy. If he loves his girls like that, I can only imagine how he would treat me. And that was kind of the thing that I was like, yeah, I might stick around and see what he's about.
I hear you. You know, marriages have highs and lows as life brings things to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the real sign is those partners that see those things, see when you're in need, and think of you before even themselves. Before Logan and Derry, you had the misfortune of losing a child. I've heard, if it's not too much, Junell, I've heard Darren talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk to me about that experience.
Yeah, so when I found out I was pregnant, my first doctor's appointment was supposed to be that Monday. And on that Sunday, in the shower, realized something was coming out, you know, and I was starting to panic, started to freak out in the shower. And I'm like, Darren, something is going on. I think I just lost the baby. And I'm like, what do we do? And I'm screaming for him to come in the bathroom. Like, but it's blood, blood everywhere. And I'm crying because I don't know how to process everything that's going on. I went from not really caring to have children to like, oh my goodness, I knew that I was pregnant. Now I just lost a baby. What does this mean?
Right.
And the doctor was like, they still wanted me to come into the appointment, which I knew I had lost the baby because what all fell out, I just knew that there was no way impossible that they wanted to check to see if I was still pregnant.
Right.
And lo and behold, I was still pregnant. So they believed that the first was like a miscarriage. But it was no way to really determine that because there was nothing for them to review. Then they told me I was pregnant, and I'm like, okay. And they were like, we need you to go to a specialist. So I had a specialist appointment because they thought that I had what's called incompetent cervix. And I didn't realize how popular that word was until I've gone through it. So as I'm waiting for my appointment to come, for them to verify like if they had to stitch up your cervix. So they have to stitch your cervix up so that you don't miscarry, right? Yeah. And during that time, I was like, we went to the movies. What movie did we go see?
So can I back up and interject? Because
Sure. What am I missing?
You got to tell the story. So
I'm not a storyteller. That's what you do. That's why you talk the whole time.
Exactly. So what actually happened? I thought it was the first baby. They thought we were pregnant with twins, essentially what happened. And the girl told us when we found out that she was still pregnant that it's not unusual that someone who's pregnant with twins, and if there's something wrong with one of them, your body will automatically reject it.
Yeah.
And this was about 3:00 in the morning when she went through this. And then I walked in the bathroom and it was like a crime scene.
Yeah.
So, again, wake up the next day, go to the doctor. The girl does the ultrasound, and I'm sitting there with my head down, like, why are we here? I know what just happened last night or this morning. Why are you doing an ultrasound? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, we hear the heartbeat, and I'm sitting in the corner like a sad puppy with my head down. Yeah. And I hear this heartbeat, and I raise up like, WTF? Mm-hmm. And the girl's like, there's the heartbeat. And I'm like, you kidding me? Because we just lost the baby last night. Mm-hmm. And that's when she explained about the whole twins thing. Fast forward. So that was June, July?
That was June.
Fast forward to August. August 31st.
It was
August 30th. I'm sorry, August 30th. Mm-hmm. So she's a couple months pregnant.
Yeah.
We go to church that day. And then we leave church and we go to the movies. Mm-hmm. And oddly enough, the movie that we went to see was War Room.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if people have seen this movie, but it's all about faith and prayer and this lady going into her war room praying. Yep. And man, she had a prayer closet.
Yep.
And so she, not to be too graphic, but she was leaking down there. And we couldn't figure it out. And I'm like, babe, it's just probably part of being pregnant. I don't know. Well, 3:00 in the morning comes around again. And she's like, just something is wrong. Mm-hmm. So we go to the hospital. And the hospital, they said her was amniotic fluid. Yeah. She's leaking it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you're going to lose your baby because there's no way you can carry a baby if you're losing amniotic fluid. Mm-hmm.
They said you could the water it could replenish itself, so that's what we were hoping for.
Yeah, right.
But remember that Monday morning we were supposed to have my cervix stitched up so that I could carry this baby. Right. But I'm already in the hospital, and now we're trying to pray that. Shout out to our Pastor Show and co-pastor Jackie. Yeah. They came down to the hospital and they prayed with us, and we love them forever for that. But so as we're waiting for hopefully a miracle that it replenishes itself, I have to go to the bathroom.
Something about bathrooms.
Again, I had to go to the bathroom, and as I'm going to the bathroom, I look down. I see the baby hanging out. Mm. So I see legs, and then I'm freaking out because I don't want to hurt the baby. I don't know what's going on. I was like about 16 weeks, so that you couldn't save. Typically, the baby has to be about 20 weeks before you can save the baby, right? And I'm like yelling for Darren, like, get somebody. This baby's getting ready to come out. I don't want it to fall in the toilet, and I was scared to grab the baby, right? And I'm just freaking out. So they ended up getting me back into the bed, and that's when they told me I was going to have to deliver the baby.
Yeah, it's crazy. So when we got to the hospital and they said, we're going to send you guys to labor and delivery, we knew, barring an absolute miracle from God, that we were going to lose our baby. And so imagine going up to labor and delivery and seeing all of these blue and pink ribbons on doors. And it's delivery is typically a happy place. You go in your room knowing that there's not going to be a pink or blue ribbon on your door. Unless God does an absolute miracle. And again, like she said, our pastors at the time from Charlotte came up and they prayed with us, and they told us not to make any decisions until they got there. They came, they prayed, they left and said, call us, if anything happens. Well, when she lost the baby, we called them. They came back and prayed again. This time it was just a prayer of healing and understanding and things of that nature. And it went a long way. But man, when she had the baby and we named him Shiloh, that was going to be his name had he survived. And that was his name anyway. We named him Shiloh. And I think a couple things that really, really, really hurt. Number one, it was a boy. So it would have been my first boy. And we wanted a boy. Number two, there was no worse pain at that time that I had experienced than seeing my wife hurt like that. And we'll kind of get through this so we can move on to some other stuff. Mind you, we get out of the hospital. She's on leave. I'm on leave of absence. She wasn't working at the time. I take a leave of absence just because it was just so hard to deal with and never experienced it. We go to the mall for the first time, probably a week later, maybe. And the moment we got in the mall, she looked and said, I got to go home. It was like baby strollers everywhere. And it triggered her. Knew this. And so he walked in, turned around and walked right out and came home. So it was a minute before we could actually get out and do things, because it was like just inevitable that we were going to see women just happily being moms, pushing babies. And it was kind of tough to deal with. And then it was the God, why me, or why us? So yeah, man, that was probably one of the toughest things. And then I would say the second one. And before I get to that, one thing my pastor said to me, and that was said to us at that time, the entire congregation, is when you decide to get married to someone, you want to know, even before you decide to get married, you want to see how they handle tough times, because that's going to be a true indicator of how they're going to be when you get married. Well, we didn't obviously go through that prior to marriage, but how she handled that situation with such grace and poise, even though it was a really tough situation. And then the second situation was when I lost my dad. Anybody who knows my wife knows she needs her sleep. She's got to get her sleep. April 28th of 2020, my dad passed away. I'm staying in the room that is adjacent to his room, and I couldn't sleep that night. I mean, it is 2-3 o'clock in the morning and I'm wide awake and she's on the phone with me. Only thing that held me down that night was her and DJ D Nice, who did Club Quarantine. So I was up all night on social media watching him spin Club Quarantine and talking to her on the telephone. I finally said, baby, you need to go to sleep. She's in Arizona. I'm in North Carolina at my dad's house. And so I don't know that I could have had that ride with anybody else but her. And I don't know if anybody else would have taken the time to be on the phone with me all night. And mind you, she's now pregnant with our second one at that point in time when my dad passed away. And she's on bed rest and she has a cerclage. So man, pregnancy has always been a lot of fun for us. and I know I'm all over the place, but to go back really quick, when Logan was born, I told you there's something about 3:00 in the morning and something about a bathroom. So she's pregnant with Logan. She goes to the bathroom, and I won't even get into the whole story tonight of going to the hospital, being sent home, blah, 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 blah. She goes to the bathroom. She yells my name. She's like, the baby's coming.
What's good, soulmates? This is your boy Chill from the Soul of a Man podcast, and we thank you for tuning in and hope that you are enjoying tonight's episode. But right now, we need your help. We need for you to like the episode. We need for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Soul of a Man podcast, and we need for you to share our content with your family and friends. It's the only way that we can continue to grow this vital and important platform. Thus far, the support has been immeasurable, and we're grateful. So from our souls to yours, we thank you. Now let's get back to the episode.
Wow.
I was stuck on the stairs at first.
No, you were stuck on
I was stuck on the stairs because I wanted some Coke because I thought it was going to help me. I thought I had gas. And I went and got some soda, and I'm on the steps, and I'm like, oh my God, something's happening. But mind you, we did go to the hospital several times, and they said, come back when it's unbearable.
Wow.
Geez, I get an epidural.
Yeah.
And so I make it to the bathroom, and I think you called 911, and they told me to get off the toilet.
They said to get her off the toilet. And she's like, baby, you got to get up. She's like, I can't get up. I'm like, oh, yes, you can. You have to. So I lay sheets and towels and everything down on the floor, grab her up off the toilet, basically, come lay her down on the hallway floor. And they're like, you're going to have to deliver your baby.
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think we're going to do that. They said, well, go cut your porch light on. The EMTs are on the way. I said, well, about that porch light, I've been meaning to change that light bulb. Hadn't gotten around to it. And I said, not only that, we live in a cul-de-sac. Everybody and their mother has their light on. So how they're going to know which house is mine? So I'm typically pretty cool, even under pressure. So I immediately thought, because the cars were in the driveway, they weren't in the garage, because she had project going on in the garage, which is another story for another day. I ran outside, grabbed the car keys, and turned the emergency flashes on both cars. Another
reason why I married him, because he's always thinking of something.
I then ran back inside, still on the phone with 911, and I said, Joe, where's the ambulance? We literally live right down the street from the hospital. From the fire department.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where are they? And she's like, they're on their way. They were on their way the moment you called. And all of a sudden I hear the roar of a heavy engine coming down our street. And it was the fire department. 7 firemen jumped off the truck with their fireman uniforms on. I'm like, the house ain't on fire. My wife just having a baby. It was like, protocol, we got to put our uniforms on. And then the EMTs came. It was a girl and a guy. So at that time, I said, well, she's upstairs on the floor. We all run upstairs. There were 9 men and 1 woman. And I said, you know what? My time here is done. I'm in the way. I go downstairs, and I basically go outside, and I start praising God. And my neighbor, who was nosy as he could be, we called him Unc. He said, man, I saw you just jumping up and down in the driveway. I was like, yeah, I was praising God that my wife was actually having this baby after we lost one.
Right.
And so, then Logan was born on our floor at home.
Wow.
His nickname is Homeboy. But yeah, man. So again, tough times, great time, lose my dad. Even before losing my dad, another tough time that we really had, and this is, and I don't want to just keep focusing on this, but it's like, it tells you the kind of person you're riding with.
Yep.
So Logan is probably now 6 months old, maybe, and I lose my job.
Oh no, he was. You lost your job in December, so he was born October.
So 2 months old. Yeah.
And I wasn't working.
And she wasn't working, so I go out of town on a business trip. my company had been experiencing layoffs, but I thought I'd missed it. I think it's probably round number 4. I go out of town, go to Arizona on business. I fly back home. As a matter of fact, I spent the weekend there on business, come back home. That Tuesday, they called me in and told me they were going to let me go. When I got the phone call, I knew what it was about. She put a meeting invite on my calendar, and I'm like, but there was no subject line. I was like, well, I know what this is about. I packed up my stuff, went to her office, and she says, why do you have your book bag? I said, you guys are getting ready to let me go. And she started crying, my boss. And I started laughing. And she's like, why? I'm like, why are you crying? She's like, well, why are you laughing? And I said, Sid, let me tell you something. My wife and I, at this point, it had been a year. I said, just over a year ago, my wife and I had the most, at that time, horrific thing happen to us. We lost a baby. I looked at her in her eyes and said, if God can bless us with another baby, I got a 2-month-old at home, he can certainly bless me with another job. I ain't tripping. And said to me, well, we're laying you off, but not right now. So you can take your book bag off and go back upstairs and get, to your office and go back to work. I said, well, let me explain something to you. I ain't taking my book bag off. Because I ain't going back upstairs. I'm going home. I said, I'll be back tomorrow. And I said, and since y'all going to keep me here, I ain't doing no work. I'm looking for a job while I'm here. She's like, that's fine. And we're going to keep you on insurance and all this other stuff. But mind you, it all ran out before I found a new job. I remember she had to go to get Medicaid for Logan. First time I'd experienced anything like this in my life. And, as a man, you got some pride and everything else. She had to get Medicaid for Logan. And when she went and got Medicaid, they gave her food stamps. And again, man, I had worked, made a lot of money, pissed away a lot of money. Prideful. For somebody to tell me that my wife and kid are going to be on Medicaid and we're going to get food stamps, I would have told you're out of your mind. I've done almost everything necessary to make sure that didn't happen. But again, this is not about how great we are. This is a testament to how great God is. Never missed a payment on anything.
We made a lot of money during that time. Well,
we made money during that time.
I was selling furniture and things like that.
She was repurposing furniture and stuff. I remember going to the mailbox, saw a letter from the IRS. And typically when you get a letter from the IRS, it ain't good. I'm like, oh, Lord, what are they doing? I opened it up and there was a check. We'd obviously overpaid them at some point in time. And again, man, this is a testament to how great God is. Because we never missed a beat. Like never missed a beat. No late car payment, house, none of that. Made money selling furniture that she'd repurposed in that garage that I couldn't get 2 cars in or 1 car in. And so, yeah, man, she was freaking out, and I could see it. So that immediately put pressure on me. But man, we managed, and she could have said, you know what, Ninja, I didn't marry you to be in this position. I'm out. She didn't do that. She never criticized, turned her back, or anything. It was like, yo, if it was nothing else, it was motivation. It was, I got you. Let me rub your head, just whatever. And we made it through, man. And then, of course, like I said, fast forward, my pops passed away. It was the same thing. So this ain't about how great she is when things are good, because it's easy to be cool when things are good. But man, she has held me down when things weren't good. And that's why when I go someplace, I'm like, yo, bro, I got to go home. You know how I am.
We started putting things together 3 years ago, as you know, Junell, with the podcast and all. And you were so supportive, obviously, of your husband, of me, and would send him here to Greensboro sometimes for us to do work together, or we might meet in Cary or wherever it was, and it just cracked me up because we would get together to work, and within about 10 minutes, Darren was looking at his watch to figure out how much time he had before he was going home. And there are no other people above you, you all's kids, young and older.
That's true.
I mean, truly, and the adoration for you and the kids is admirable, and it's an example for a lot of brothers out there. And it was interesting, Darren, to hear you talk about really wanting to have your youngsters. Now, what's the age?
So it'd be 9,
10?
9 and 5 essentially.
9 and 5.
Yep.
And your boys, when we heard that you were going back in, were like, "Whoa, okay." But
that's crazy.
You said it to them. I didn't. But we were thinking, okay, this is crazy. But Darren, you had real desire to raise more children.
Yeah, man. I have a really great relationship with my older 2 daughters. But I also, with my foolishness, ignorance, and everything else, I cheated them. Let's just call it what it is. I did the best I could co-parenting from a distance, and making events and things of that nature when I could. But I cheated them, and I'm not afraid or ashamed to say that. I think I gave them everything I had, and I think they will attest to that, because both of them tell me we had a pretty good life. We got everything we ever wanted from you, and then some. But I know it's not the same not being there day in and day out. And so when I got this chance at it again, I made a vow that these 2, unless I pass away, will never be without their daddy. So yeah, that's it, bro.
I mean, to the point he won't even let Logan be a bus rider.
No,
I mean, he has to be there to take him to and from school.
That's it. My son's not riding the bus.
Yeah.
There's not. It's just not. My son's not riding the bus. Nothing wrong with it. I rode the bus.
Now I've been criticized for being helicopter dad with mine who are older. The twins about to turn 20 in 6 days, and Kristen 16 now, and some similarities in our stories. It was tough to get them here, and an older parent, as well. But it was tough to get them here, and everything in me just wanted to be a part of them always.
Yep.
And I'm sure have helicoptered. I'm sure I still helicopter some, but I take nothing from that, and don't do anything but commend you, brother, on how much you love your family.
I appreciate that, bro.
That's special, and it's what, again, a lot of other people need to see: black, white, green, purple, whatever. The love of a husband and father for his family, and the love that his family has for them is something that we need to herald and hold up as an example.
Yeah, no doubt.
How special is it to be married to entrepreneurs?
You consider me an entrepreneur?
I do.
Absolutely.
I do. How special is it?
I mean, Darren Brain just goes nonstop. So whether he was an entrepreneur or not, he still have the same mentality. He's always trying to get stuff done, always trying to come up with something. So I like to listen to him because I'm like, that's $1 million deal right there. You need to do something with it. Like, stop keeping it in your head. Put it to paper. Make it happen. So I love to see the things that he does, but it just helps me understand why I marry him all the time, because I swear he's one of the smartest people that I know, and I tell him all the time. And every time we talk about something, I'm like, why can you do that? I think you could do that. And he's like,
yeah, my wife will tell me I can be a doctor, an astronaut, a physicist, or whatever, and I'm like, I ain't that smart. She's like, yes, you are. I'm like, no, I'm actually not. I know what I know.
Yeah, I think he has more self-doubt than I believe in him, and I don't think he believes in himself as much as he should.
Okay.
That's a special trait. That's a special trait. And I asked that about entrepreneurs specifically too, because for one partner to be on that journey or that pursuit, and it's easy and understandable for another partner to potentially want a different type of stability, or maybe want the stability, but also the other. But when that partner is not supportive of that journey, it cannot work. It just can't work. Entrepreneurship is different, as you all know. It's 24/7 until you get it to the point where you want it. And early mornings, late nights, brain never shutting off. And you've got to be conscious of your partner in the process of those pursuits. But man, it's really special when you've got that person with you on the journey with you and is pushing and encouraging you to go get it. So that's the reason for that question. You all are both lucky to have that as a part of you.
I have to be really careful though, because I push really hard.
Yeah.
And so
but I also switch up too sometimes.
Yeah. When she tells me she wants to do something or has an idea, I'm like, if it makes sense, I'm like, well, what are we waiting on? So I push.
Yeah.
And there are days we have conversations. I'm like, okay, at this very moment, you're not my wife.
Mm-hmm.
This is a business conversation.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to end up being mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be okay. And so, yeah, we go for
it. Yeah. Tell me two things from both of you. Advice for a seasoned couple as to how you all have been successful, whatever the advice is, and advice for either an engaged couple headed towards marriage, or newlyweds. Curious to hear what's the secret sauce and how you all have made it work. What would you advise a young couple? What would you advise a seasoned couple?
Well, before we even got married, one, we were going to church with each other. We were aligned from the beginning, right? And then the second thing we did, we started to go to counseling. We did counseling sessions, which really, I think, helped develop where we were heading in our marriage.
Right.
And fortunately enough, I was sitting here trying to think of what was our worst argument, and I really can't even think, because we do get along. Of course, he gets on my nerves sometimes, but at the end of the day, I know this is my best friend, and I don't tell anybody our business. So there's no one who would ever come up and say, she told me this about him. No, because I know if I'm upset, I have to cool down. I have to process it. I have to be able to have a conversation with him when I can articulate what I'm trying to say without, apologizing for something I said that was mean or hurtful.
Right.
And I always try to think before I speak, so I don't just speak in the moment. So
Mhm.
he understands that about me. So if I know there's a conversation that needs to be had, we'll have it. Um, and at the beginning, I wasn't always like that.
Mhm.
Now I'm more of I try to always be considerate. That'll just be me to my dying day. But I always try to be open minded. You have to understand that person. You have to listen. And even today, we still practice dating. So we do the things that we did at the beginning. Not as much because the children are here. um, yeah,
Yeah.
first
That's
and
good.
foremost.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would tell a younger couple that's engaged and getting ready to embark on this journey, or even if they're not engaged or newly married,
Mhm.
counseling is your friend,
Mhm.
and especially African American couples. For so long, going to therapy or going to counseling, or whatever, has been taboo in our community. Uh, Man, it's the greatest thing I've ever done, or at least one of them. So I would highly recommend that. Junell said it best. You got to go to church, man,
Mhm.
and both parties have got to go and think raise your kids there. Uh,
Mhm.
Man, I see some remarkable things from our kids as it relates to church, and my mind is blown
Mhm.
with some stuff they say or do as a result of us taking them to church.
Right.
So I would certainly say that for an older couple, or for any couple, um, you got to have date nights, man.
Mhm.
And you got to have date nights, and then you got to have someone that you can laugh with and
Mhm.
laugh at.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
laugh at each other,
Right.
and if I fall, she's not gonna laugh at me until she finds out I'm okay.
Right.
But like one of us could do something really dumb, and we get a really good chuckle out of it.
Right. Right.
Um, I mean, we laugh at each other, man, and we have fun, and we clown each other. Not to really not hurt feelings or anything, but we'll clown each other.
Right. Right.
I'm a master at the dozens, so I have to be real careful because I could go too far. Uh, but we have a really good time. Almost every night we play Monopoly. What's it called? Monopoly Go, whatever. It's a
Mhm.
card.
Mhm.
That's kind of our unwinding time where we'll just sit down and play. It's always the best out of five,
Right.
and we talk cash trash to each other.
Right. Right.
We're both competitive, especially when it comes to that game.
Yeah.
We do that, man, and then we spend adequate time with our kids and as a family unit. Uh, we both love to travel,
Yeah.
so we know when it's time to get out,
Right.
um, and we know when it's time to go out on a date and drop these kids off someplace.
Right.
Uh, our minds and bodies and everything else will tell us.
Yeah.
We love concerts. This
Mhm.
is, this
Mhm.
is this is my partner. I
Yeah.
can be as ratchet as I want to be with her and not be judged. Uh, I'm at a
Same,
Jesus
same
concert,
same musical taste.
tuxedo on, trapping, straight trapping,
Right. Right.
and no judgment.
Right.
Uh, so yeah, man, I would tell people, man, just continue to have fun, man. Life is too short. Um, Hopefully, if you're married or getting there, you're marrying your best friend or married to your best friend. If not, then you need to really figure out how to get it to that point. Because at the end of the day, jobs can go, kids are going to grow up and leave. This
Yeah.
is other than God. This is all I got, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. Good deal. Good
Cool.
deal. It's always a pleasure with you all. Junell, thank you.
Thank you guys for
Um,
me.
thank you for taking care of Libra and your family. Um, and thank you both in and over uh, some trials and tribulations I've had over the past 2-3 years. of being some rocks for me.
Yeah.
And some examples for me as well that love does exist.
They do.
So I haven't given up, but you know, I gotta get that one, and just need that one. But you all have been an incredible example. Love to hold you all up as an example of Black excellence and Black love, and just love and excellence in general. So love y'all. I thank you. And Lord, we ask that you just continue to wrap your arms around this couple and this family. Keep them on their path.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
keep them on their path. Taking care of each other.
Yeah.
And raising up this next generation. So before it gets bad, and Soul Man, we out.
We out.